cool Alex started.
Honestly, I've been thinking a lot about it because I've been getting background checked for a job, and they go deep, bro. They go deep into your background. It's
Really?
you want to be careful about what you post for sure. Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, when they ask you for that previous employer referral, that's like what gets me tweaking.
Really? What would you do at your previous employer?
I didn't do anything bad. It's just I didn't do any work. Like,
Honestly, I've definitely had jobs where, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, this is, frankly speaking, a very nice placement there.
What is it?
Oh, frankly speaking?
What's it? What is it?
Oh, I don't know.
That's nuts. Wow. All right. Well, one question I wanted to ask you guys. I'm not sure if you know this, but both Kelly and Diego have taken gap semesters.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm transferred, but same thing.
Okay.
Where do you transfer from?
Community college in California.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's
Wait,
up.
what community college you go to again?
Pasadena City College.
Sorry, we cut off your question.
No, you're chilling. No, you're chilling. But wait, you've taken a gap semester?
No, it's like I transferred here, so I came here last year. So I've only been here, so I feel like a sophomore, basically.
How's that been transferring?
It's interesting.
Like the culture, I mean, the culture difference is pretty, I don't know, big difference, or like, is it? Like, how's that?
Yeah, I feel like people in community college, a lot of them like are older and they have like kids, right?
Yeah.
And then here it's like everyone like they went from high school straight to this very like, I would say, you know, I think pretty privileged place. Right?
Oh,
So I feel like
very
there's definitely very privileged place.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see, because the stuff that people care about here are definitely different from the things that people care about in community college. It's like community college, like, oh, I gotta go to my job next. Like my employer's saying this, like Starbucks shit was terrible. But here it's like this like sheltered place where like you feel like you're safe from the world for at least like 4 years, right? So
It's not the real world.
Yeah. Not at all.
I think one stat that blew my mind is like Yale has more students from the top 1% than the bottom 50 combined.
Mm.
It's just like the amount of privilege at this place is insane.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Wait, so are you a junior or a senior, or neither?
I'm like junior and a half, so next spring I'll be a senior.
Yeah.
So 23.5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
23.5, yeah.
Wait, do you know any other transfers or not?
I do. Do you guys know Priya? They're my roommate.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
really-
yeah.
Yeah, you know Priya, I think,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, they're also like a senior.
Oh, you got a room with them? That's sick.
Yeah, I know. We got lucky. We have like a transfer program, but it's nowhere as intricate as like the first year orientation.
Mm.
Yeah, so we just kind of get pushed into like this world, and we're just like, okay,
They don't help that much.
it doesn't really help that much. Yeah.
Because I imagine it could be tough, like trying to integrate into the community, especially after the pandemic. I did see the TikTok of the one community college student that you were
Oh,
in.
Ryan! Oh, I was in that.
There's a really big TikTok that blew up like a month ago from a guy named Brian who went to community college and transferred to Yale, went to Yale Law School, and he got like hundreds of thousands
I
of
saw that too.
Yeah,
I know
Kelly
what
was
you're
in
talking about.
I was in there for like 1 second. They showed a picture of people in his hall. Yeah.
Wait, did he go to like Oxford or some shit like that?
Yeah, he's
Oh.
like really like, yeah. But you know, it feels weird because he seems like he's like advocating for all these things. Like, oh, I wonder if this guy really believes it, but he actually does. Like, he's a close friend of mine,
He's a
and he
genuine guy.
genuinely, yeah, he's like,
Good.
yeah, he's a good person. But, yeah, so that's so interesting. You guys saw the same TikTok.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Just no.
One of my high school friends actually transferred this year.
Really?
But she's at 24, so I don't know if she's on her.
Wait, what's her name?
Isabel, or is Clemmer,
Oh wait, was you transferred here?
from Georgetown.
Oh wait, I should know her because I'm a transfer like advisor. So I probably met her, yeah.
Gotcha.
That's interesting to come from Georgetown.
Yeah.
Like, what made her want to?
I was chatting with her about it. And basically, she said like, she went to Georgetown for like IR, and then she wasn't that interested in IR. She was like, I want to do like history, and she was like, it's a better fit for history.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
I'm taking a history class here called Liberalism Conservatism with Beverly Gage. Amazing. Like I think it's, for me, it's really helped me realize like how special Yale is for like humanities and things like that. It's crazy. Yesterday she gave a talk at the Grace Hopper College Tea, and they bought everybody her book. It was like $50 book. It just came out. J. Edgar Hoover. Really interesting stuff. Anyways, Sorry, what was your question? Like, we completely.
Oh, I guess it was like, why did you guys take a gap semester?
Oh, okay.
Because I know you took a gap year, right?
Yeah, I took a gap semester.
A semester, okay.
Older than me.
And the reason is just like, for me, online school, I don't know about y'all, just was not it. In my view, like it kind of killed my love for learning. It was hard for me to pay attention, focus. I feel like I feel like I was missing out on a lot of the externalities of coming to a place like Yale. Like, we would never do something like this, like online. You don't talk to people after your classes. It's just like, and the Zoom was there. And I feel like it didn't give me the proper opportunity to explore like the subjects I was interested in. And also I got a really cool internship at a place called JPAL, which is MIT's Poverty Action Lab. This is like economics research.
That's sick.
So like I was like, okay, like that's worth it to take a semester off for. And I was chilling in New Haven actually, so I was still in New Haven working online. So I feel like for me it was worth it, one, to like make sure I could get a full Yale experience. So I've been trying to make the most of this semester, and two, it's just a cool opportunity. So I thought it was worth it to take.
Sorry, so you said you did a gap semester.
Yeah.
So are you 22.5?
Yeah, this is my last semester.
Oh wait, stop! You
Oh
graduated.
my
So this is
God.
I have like 2 weeks left of school.
Oh no, Diego!
Yeah, I'm out of here soon.
I'm like
Yes.
honored that you're spending an hour of your last
Yeah, I leave in like 2 weeks, but I'm gonna fill up my water bottle real quick. But yeah, it's wild.
Wow.
What?
What? So you're 22 right now?
Yeah, I'm 22.
Oh shoot! Wait, you're 20, right, Evan?
21.
21. Okay, good. You went because you're junior.
I'm a
right now,
junior.
right? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Andrew, how
I'm
old are you?
20.
20.
I'm about to be 21.
Hey, okay, let's go. Let's go. Wow, I didn't know it was your last semester.
Yeah, dude,
That's nuts. What?
next week is my last week of undergraduate. It feels weird. It's wild.
Oh my.
So what emotions are you going through? I've always wondered this because I remember when I was a senior in high school, I was going through like a lot of different emotions I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. I feel like part of it's like classes and like you feel those until like the very end. Like I feel like it'll come in waves after, but I feel like it's kind of weird for me because I did the ceremony and everything in May.
Oh,
So like my
shoot, you
parents,
already
my family
graduated.
came. Like I got the diploma case, but not the diploma. And so like I kind of already felt the wave of like saying goodbye to friends and stuff. So it kind of doesn't feel too bad. At least that's what I'm saying right now. Maybe in 2 weeks I'll break down once I start packing. I don't know.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm ready to move on. How do you guys feel? Like you guys are approaching the end. Like you guys have a year left, basically a year and a half. Yeah, it doesn't.
It's scary.
It'll come faster than you think, for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow. I mean, you're gonna feel the same thing too, right? Because you're gonna graduate in May. You're gonna graduate
In May, it's gonna be
in May.
weird. It feels even faster for me because I've only been here for like a year, and that year felt like a month. So I'm like, okay, I was here for like 3 minutes, and now I'm like, my certificate, I go.
Yeah.
It's like,
How's it
Yeah.
been? Like, do you feel like you've been able to create a community?
I would say it's hard because I think it took me a year to finally find like different friend groups where I feel comfortable in. Like, because like when I first came here, I did foot. They were all first years. Right?
Oh yeah.
So I was like,
so
yeah, I was like, I like them. They're also
It's
18.
weird they don't have a transfer orientation program.
They don't. They did. It's like a very like we did field games for like an afternoon, and that was like our bonding.
Oh my gosh.
You know, it was like,
Dang, they definitely improved that.
yeah,
It's like, yeah.
right. They should. But yeah, so I feel like if I had more time, I think I would have a better, like more like fulfilling experience. But I still like what I got out of it. So yeah, I just like, you know, for you, it's like after graduating, right? Like I'm assuming most of your friends are seniors. So like next year, I'm concerned like, oh, how am I going to feel like with a semester left? And like, okay, do I know that many juniors or like I guess sophomores from last year? You know.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know, how was that
You got
experience?
two right
for you?
here.
That's true.
You got
That's
two
true.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a starting point.
Yeah.
I feel like you make new friends, you know, like I've
That's true.
definitely made more friends than I expected this last
Oh,
semester.
that's so nice.
You know.
That's good.
And like, imagine you've met a lot of people that you just haven't had the opportunity to get close to. That's the opportunity to do it, you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Wow, that's amazing.
You guys are looking at me like I'm a ghost.
Yeah,
Like,
you're already gone in my mind.
like in one of my classes last week, I was like, "Yo, professor, like, do you have any advice?" Like, this is my last couple weeks of class, and literally the class gasped. We're like, I was like, "Yo, like, relax. It's not even like that." Yeah.
Oh, Oh, I'm so sad now. I thought we'll see you around campus next semester. Be like, hey Diego, like in the dining hall.
I'll probably never see you again.
Jesus! Oh my
I'm
god!
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Ah.
But yeah. What about y'all? Sounds like you guys did take time off.
We did not take that.
No, huh?
That's low-key my biggest regret. I wish I took a gap year our first year, like for the exact reasons you said, like for the full college experience. Yeah.
It's a tough decision. It's scary. It's a scary decision.
It's very scary.
I just didn't do it because I had nothing to do.
Yeah.
I would just be like chilling at home. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's that uncertainty that is one of the toughest parts of being a college student and one that is going to transition to adulthood soon. And I think you'll experience that, like when you start looking for like what you're going to do after. Like there's so much uncertainty, and it always influences your choices because like you have so much security, especially at a place like Yale, like all the time.
Yeah. You got hella knowledge, dude. This guy's dropping facts on us right now.
He's also a year older now that I realize. When's your birthday?
July.
July. Okay, so you're like kind of a younger.
Yeah.
What about you guys? When are your birthdays?
Mine was a month ago.
Oh, nice.
This is next week.
Week.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
What about you?
May.
What day?
17.
Dude, Net's birthday is May 17th.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of our friends'
Nice.
birthdays is May 17th. Yeah.
Taurus, huh?
Oh, Lord.
I saw somebody yesterday. They said like economics is just astrology for men. Basically. Honestly, that's low-key how I feel about like credit cards. Like all the credit card programs and people like get really into it. Like that's basically astrology.
Dude, facts. Like, are you a Capital One or
Yeah.
are you a
That
Chance? Like,
into it?
Oh yeah, I have some friends that are pretty into it. They're like, oh, if you need to sign up, like let me know. I'll get you in.
dude, they got the black Amex, like some shit like that.
Yeah.
The aviator
Yeah.
or something.
That's so funny. Wait, so what are you guys studying?
Poli-sci.
Oh, this is
Global affairs.
Oh.
You're
Yeah,
global, right?
also-
Yeah.
What do you think about the global major now that you're like graduating and stuff?
I've personally loved it because it's. I feel like one of the most flexible majors at Yale. Like in that it's so interdisciplinary. Like I've been able to take economics, sociology, political science, global classes, and all have a count. So it never felt like I was like, oh, I have to take this class or I have to take that class. The only one where I kind of felt that way was international security.
I'm in it right now.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
It's too theoretical, I feel.
It's very. Yeah, it is very theoretical. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, but in general, like I've loved it. Like it's only 12 credits too, so it's pretty like low key major.
12 credits?
Which for me has been huge because I've taken like 6 English classes here, like, or 5 or 6 or something. So I feel like that's something you can't do if like you're a mechanical engineering major. It's like 18, 22 credits is crazy. That's yeah. How do you guys feel? What majors are you on?
I'm econ and computer science.
Dynamic duo.
The most basic
The most
major.
employable major.
Yeah.
So basic.
I
How do
love
you
that.
enjoy it?
It's nice. I think the reason I did econ and CS actually is because a lot of the CS classes at Yale are a lot of the electives are pretty bad. So by doing like the joint major, you get to like offset it with the econ ones.
Yeah.
And like the same is true about econ, right? Like where if you do just econ on its own, like you may need to take a lot of electives that you don't enjoy. So you reduce the amount of electives by taking both, and you kind of get the best of both.
Yeah.
And it gives you like enough room to explore, I think, as well. Like it's a 16 credits, so you still have like 20 credits to play
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
I'll definitely get a job too, so it's always reassuring.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know, the
hopefully.
tech.
Facts, dude,
Facts.
facts. No one getting a job in
It'll
tech.
recover. It'll recover. By the time you graduate.
It will recover. Yeah.
Maybe.
It will. Or you can always work at Mackenzie.
I can't wait. I can't believe you're like leaving in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't seen you act any different in class. It's like,
What do you want me to do?
Remind us every day, hey, I'm leaving.
Balling my eyes out.
does the class know you're like graduating?
Dude, nobody
Like,
knows.
Actually, I don't
We need to make
know.
an announcement. Maybe, hey, you guys know it's Diego's last week.
I think it's a couple people's last. I think it's like
That's
also
yours.
Bernardo maybe. And
Really?
I just think one of them. A couple other people, yeah.
Do you You guys need to do a celebration in your class.
We need to go to Dave and Buster's. We didn't go Wednesday. We needed to.
Yeah.
We failed.
Oh, that was supposed to be on Wednesday?
Yeah, but
Oh.
nobody ended up scheduling. Like nobody. It's like I kind of just like.
I didn't even know that.
But I talked to Dara today. She was like, "Oh, I just got kind of like lazy. I forgot." But I was like, "Oh, it's okay. We can just go to a bar. We can just like, go to a bar.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm gonna just go to a bar too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just
Wow.
make drinks at someone's apartment.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that'd be nice.
Yeah, you're invited, obviously.
Thank you.
Yeah, we talked with Patrick, and he was like, "Yeah, I love hosting people. I love cooking for people and everything." So he's talking to us about like when he had the bread for us at that one class.
Do you guys have a regret of your time at Yale so far?
A regret?
Or
I
any
have-
regrets? You said I got a book.
My only regret that I know for sure is a regret right now is I wish I joined water polo earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Why is that?
Because I joined sophomore year, but I feel like if I joined freshman year, I really would have been able to like up my swimming game
Oh.
and actually be like a competitive swimmer.
Nice.
But alas, like I didn't even know it existed freshman year, so it's whatever. Not a big deal.
At least you joined.
Yeah.
I wish I did global.
Oh,
Yeah.
you wanted to global?
Yeah, I wish I did global because like I like econ CS. Like I was really interested in CS and econ, but like after talking to him and one of our other friends, Jake, is a CS or a global major, and like the classes just sound so interesting. And I think like it would have been a better time for me. So yeah.
So are some really cool classes. For sure.
They are diverse, yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, you can never be 100% sure.
Yeah, that's
Truly
fair.
100% sure.
I think there's more choice, optionality, right? Econ CS is like very rigid, like do these classes and you're good. Like this is more like just pick what you're interested in, and I think that's really pretty cool. Also, it's like diverse skills, right? You learn some statistics, you learn a lot of writing, like communicating. Like you're a great communicator.
You think so?
Yeah,
Oh,
really.
yo,
Like,
you think so?
I know.
yeah, I mean, like that. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
think communication is like such a key skill
Yeah,
to have.
very
You know.
true.
But I feel like that's something that you don't really need a major. Like we're taking public speaking right now, you know? That's not like
Yeah.
I only
Go
got
for it.
worse.
What?
No, we can't talk about today. Oh, I'm just kidding. It's just-
Wait, I don't think it got worse.
Really?
No,
Oh,
you're
really?
good.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Wait, what was your attitude change speech?
My-
Do you want to say it on camera?
Yeah, Is this gonna be private or public on YouTube?
It's public, but it won't have your name.
Oh.
Well, it
it's
will.
about-
Just first
Maybe,
name. though.
okay.
Okay.
Maybe we private it. We'll be
Okay,
fine.
sure.
Okay, sure. We private. Basically.
Oh, is
like,
it out of
like,
pocket?
It's just a little bit out
Wait.
of pocket.
Oh,
Like,
Wait, actually, I don't. What do you think? I don't think it's like.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's just.
Oh, I
I
didn't
don't
realize.
know.
Like, oh my bad.
You're good,
Oh,
you're good, you're
okay.
good. I mean, it's like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just like, oh, later, someone finds something.
There's
a digital
footprint.
So basically, my friend was talking to me about like controversial subjects, right? And coincidentally, we had this speech coming up, and he was like, "Oh, Kelly, like, you know, like, I have a proposal for you. Like, why are people so against like incestual relationships, right? So like, cousin, sibling, whatever, right? I'm like, you know what? There's a biological aspect to it. There's an immediate like kind of feeling of disgust when you think about this familial like sexual relationships. You know what I mean? Like it's very uncomfortable. But essentially, he made the argument that like, if it doesn't affect our lives, why are we judging like someone else's relationship, right? If it's like, if they're consenting adults, right? And then I told him, you know what? Hey, like friend here, like. A lot of these relationships are kind of abusive because they happen they begin while the person is like a minor. And he said, like, okay, if that wasn't the case, if this was like two people that had met in their 30s, right, they fall in love, and then they realize 5 years later that they're like cousins, why should we criminalize that, right? When essentially the fundamental like thing at hand here is like, we think this is bad, but why do we think it's bad? It's because we ourselves personally don't want that for ourselves. Okay, yeah, sure, but why should I judge someone else for it if there isn't necessarily like a detrimental social impact, right? And I guess the argument is like birth defects, you know, like introducing like things to the gene pool, but also like people with, like there are people who also like may carry certain gene defects, right, just as themselves. Like, are you gonna allow them to not have children, right? Like, we don't have that law, right? So why are we criminalizing it so much, to the point where you can receive like a life sentence?
I don't think that's an outlandish argument. So I think you should feel bad about your speech today.
Maybe. No, I feel like I didn't articulate it well enough in class, so it was like, oh, everyone was like, oh,
Wait,
shit,
I
like,
thought it was
so
articulated pretty
really?
well.
Okay, I appreciate it. Yeah, but. And then I had to clarify to everyone, hey, yo, like, I don't personally have like liking a cousin or anything.
I'd like to introduce you to my brother.
So now I can finally say everything that I
I like the change in attitude speeches.
Yeah, those were pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was just mine that was really crazy. I think everyone was like normal, which is good. Yeah.
What was yours?
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to talk about, I think the government should have a larger role in regulating social media.
Oh.
Yeah. So talking about like
Larger?
larger role, like protecting
Do you guys agree? I mean, I'm like a 7 on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, maybe I should change it
I'm
then.
a 6.
Oh shoot,
Pretty high.
I should change it because when I pulled the class, like people were like no, like at first, so it's like.
Wait, when you pull the class?
You guys weren't there that day.
Oh, really?
Dang, maybe I should change it then.
Well,
'cause
maybe we're outliers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're really outliers.
Dang.
I feel like we agree a lot on the same things. Like when I'm on the spreadsheet, I'm like, oh, you put the same thing as I did.
Yeah.
And then like, so maybe we are outliers.
Dang. Maybe I'll argue against it then, just for fun. I don't know.
That would be very hard to argue against.
Yeah. No. There's other people that do though. So.
So what are you gonna say?
I mean, one argument against it is like the free market is like what should be regulating that. It's like the invisible hand is like better than the government essentially. A lot of people still hold that. Do hold that. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, I was gonna ask, since you asked us our regrets about Yale, I'm sure you've been thinking about it a lot. What are your regrets?
The only one that comes to mind when I think about it is, remember my very first semester. I don't know, were you guys, it was pre-pandemic when you guys were here first semester, or was it? Oh wait, it was
fall 2020.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
Wow.
actually. Dang, well, I'll give you a sneak peek, I guess. It would have been like as a first year, like there it's just like everybody's going to all the frats, you know, for the first time. Everybody's going out. Like, you have people that never really went out. I never really went out in high school, so it was like my first time going out. And I remember I was standing outside of Leo, I think, and it was like super packed. Like they weren't letting everybody in, and I was talking to people in line, and like we were having a good conversation. We were laughing. It was fun. I was waiting for some other friends to get there to go to Leo. And they're like, you know what? We're not even gonna go. Like, I'm just gonna go back. We're gonna go back to our suite and just like play games. Do you want to join? And I was like, no. Like, I'm waiting for some friends, but like, I'm trying to get in. I've never been to Leo, so I wanted to go. But that's probably one of my biggest regrets because I feel like that's one of those things where it's like, it's my first semester, first year. Could have been a good connection, and I just never reconnected with those people. So I feel like I think a missed opportunity for like friendships is like probably one of the bigger regrets. And it's like Leo, bro. Like you can go to Leo. Like, it's not that special. So I think about that often.
Did you get in?
Yeah, did you get in?
To the frat? Yeah, I think it was alright. Like I don't think like I just remember like the music's okay. Yeah, that was one of the first things I realized about Yale. I was like, damn, they don't play good music. At least my type of good music at the frats. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. What about you?
I felt that one right here. Me? Oh my god. Probably like I should have joined more organizations. I feel like I'm a very social person, and like to put myself in those situations like is what makes me most happy. But I was just like, because you have to make that extra effort to do it, and I just didn't have it in me to make that extra effort. And I feel like I should have just done it or like earlier. Yeah, but yeah.
It's hard to do when you're transferring, though. I mean, so I mean, yeah. What was it like? Was it like you just randomly joined whatever you found interesting, or because was there a fair when you came, or?
Not really. There was a fair like in the beginning. You know, the beginning of the year they have that fair for like first years, like everybody.
Yeah, but you weren't here, right?
I was there for that,
okay.
but it was still very like because I think in your first year, right, you have like other first years be like, oh, I'm joining this and this. So I had the friends that I had made, but but I didn't know like the broader Yale community. So it wasn't like, oh, I go into this club, oh, I know all these people. It's like everyone was a stranger to me. I was like, oh, I don't know anybody. And like, I feel like I've been okay at being an extrovert because every place in my life stage, I've also been like with the crowd at like entering an institution, right? For example, like high school, elementary school, and now it's like, oh, like me as a 21-year-old, it's hard to join other 21-year-olds because they already know each other. So it's like, okay, I have to kind of like know one person and then like know everybody else through that one person. So it takes like a lot of time, I think, and patience. But I think that was like my experience. Like when I joined a club, I wouldn't know anybody, and I would just be like, oh, and I would end up just like going to clubs that like my friends were in. So it kind of like narrowed my clubs. Yeah, so, which I kind of regret, but yeah.
It's always hard. Yeah, I think you have the right strategy though. I think it's about like getting one friend, and then from there you can meet a lot of other people, and then meet their friends. I've been thinking about that because like after college, like if you move to a new city, for example, that's like another scenario where you just probably don't know too many people, but like you want to try to create a network, you know?
Yeah. Have you thought about where you're gonna move after this, or maybe going home maybe? Or?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the Bay Area, like San Francisco.
Bay Area, red flag. No, I'm just kidding.
Red flag.
LA.
LA's really cool.
Oh, you're gonna make me look like a bad person. LA is really cool.
Do you want to go back to LA?
I like driving, so I like the open road. And
Okay.
like the Asian food. Oh, it's good.
Bay Area has really good Asian food.
I know LA has way better. Really? It's like expensive there. Like wow, we're like.
LA is expensive.
This is true, but the really authentic places, it's like still like reasonably priced.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's like the beach.
The Ranch 99.
Yes.
The 99 Ranch.
Okay, there you
go.
Every time I go to Cali, I go to the Ranch
Sorry.
99.
Wow.
It's like an Asian. It's like H Mart, but like for like Chinese people.
It's like so specialized. It's
It's
nuts.
Dude, it's bussin' though.
They got that
Dude, it's
live
bussin'
fish.
though.
Yeah, they cook it right. They chop it right.
Wait, where from LA are you? You know, like, yeah.
Yeah, like San Gabriel Valley area, like Arcadia, Pasadena,
Arcadia.
Culver City. Oh, you know Arcadia?
Pasadena.
Yeah, I've been to Westfield Arcade.
Oh my god, I used to work at the Din Tai Fun there.
Oh really? I worked there.
Yeah, what? That's so crazy.
The what?
Yeah, Din Tai Fun. It's like an upscale Chinese
Oh.
restaurant, like a chain.
Okay.
Really
Really good. Yo, it was really good.
What did you do there?
Oh, what I do? I was a greeter,
Oh,
but I
okay.
bussed
nice.
tables too.
That must have been cool, like meeting all the different like customers and things like that.
It was, but one of them hit me with her menu. The old
What?
lady was
No.
angry. Yeah, the wait time was really long there, like an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Oh.
She was like, "What's my table? What's my table?" I was like, "Ma'am, don't worry, it's gonna be ready in 20 minutes."
Out of pocket.
I know. The
That's
reviews.
called assault.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Is that your prevailing memory from
Yes.
working there?
The smack was my like,
Oh
oh
my
my
gosh.
gosh. Yeah.
How do you handle that after? You'd be like, get out.
I was just like, don't touch me, please. Please don't touch me. That's all I said.
Oh
And
my
then,
god.
yeah, it's like,
Oh my god.
yeah.
It's awful. I'm sorry.
No, thanks, guys.
I feel like service shops, though, you learn very quickly how to communicate with people, how to like de-escalate situations. you know?
Oh, that's true. But I liked it when they would be angry. Like, it was entertaining for me. So, like, I'm
He
bored.
said, hit me again.
Hit me again.
Do I dare you?
No, like, that was abusive. But when they're being all like,
Yeah, when they meow.
meow. I didn't say meow. Where did that come from?
That sounded like a meow.
No, not when they assault me.
Yeah, fair enough.
There you go, down. I can't tell if it's from the margarita or from the. Should have went. Was it good? Were the drinks good? There was like the senior event before.
Yeah, he was telling me that.
Champagne toast.
Wow.
Yeah. It was alright.
Alright.
So are you guys big into like societies and stuff or what?
I don't know. I'm supposed to meet mine later, but I feel like I haven't been to a lot of meetings, so I've just been procrastinating on work. That's on me.
Oh, there's work?
Well, no, like home, like my other work, like on the
Oh,
Sunday nights, like,
I
I have
see,
to
I
do
see.
readings, so I
Gotcha.
can't go. Yeah, sorry, it's bothering mine. I should probably turn off the. But yeah, what about you, Dave? Are you in a society?
Yeah, I did one last year, and I found it really fun. Like I met a group of people at Yale that I normally would not have met. Like it was a lot of athletes.
Oh,
But it was not-
you're an athlete one.
It was like a lot of
Nice.
I think it was like 7, 8 athletes. So it was like I'd never interacted with that part of Yale, which is very
Wow.
distinct, I think.
That's
And it's very
amazing.
insular as well. But we got along well, and I made some good friends. So it was definitely worth it for me.
Were they all the same sport, or were they like
No,
different
not
sports?
different sports.
That's cool.
Like swim team, we had softball, we had other sports. Yeah, I forget. I'm trying to blank out some. Yeah.
So you know all the parties that go on then, like all the frat party. I'm assuming they're like frat bros. Yeah. Like different sports.
Yeah, well, it's like I realize how like separate that community is because they have like their own parties, they have like their own little community. Like when they would talk about people, I'm like, I have no idea who any of these people are. And, like, it's wild.
That's when you know. Yeah, that's usually when you know, like, oh, this person's kind of okay.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah. It was interesting. Yeah.
Interesting. That's so interesting. How do you get tapped for just somehow like, or was it like were you like? Because for me, I was placed into it.
Oh,
So,
really?
Like, yeah, and it's it's like revived from like I'm really not sure how they did the whole process.
Yeah.
But, like,
And I got tapped by a friend.
Oh, interesting. Was he an athlete?
No, not athletes. So they have some normies or
Normies.
Normies, non-athletic regular people. But I started calling them ARPs. I'm just like, y'all are athletic regular
ARPs.
people too. Like y'all ain't special either.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No,
Yeah.
just kidding. That's crazy. I only know like athletes through transfers, and they've all been very like I like them, but I just can see how they're in a different like community at Yale because they only know each other. They only like each other, which is like it's not like nothing wrong. They're just like interesting. That's kind of sad because then we never get to like interact with them. In that sense.
Yeah. But definitely respect because like I can't imagine like working out and training for 3 hours a day and then having to also go to class and then
Yeah.
like I feel like in high school I did sports. I did like soccer and golf and like for me
Oh.
I'd get home after like a soccer game I'd be exhausted, absolutely exhausted. I was like I'm not doing sports in college, like it's too much. It's like for them to do that I feel like is respect, you know. I mean I imagine you
athlete,
experienced
yeah, there you go.
water polo.
No. It's
Water
club,
polo.
so it's not.
Hey,
But that's still a
it's
very
intense.
intense sport,
Yeah.
you know?
It is intense, but it's not like it doesn't consume my life or anything. It's not like I'm only hanging out with water polo.
When you're the club water polo, you're like, hey yo, so you a club water polo? No, I don't know you.
But
Is that what LA's like?
Yeah.
I feel like that is what LA
That's
is
what it's
like.
LA.
Yeah.
That's how I am in LA.
Yeah.
That's what LA is like?
No,
What?
it's not.
People go around asking each other, are you in club water polo?
Like, are you driving Mercedes Benz? Okay.
I was talking to my friend that's living in LA, and he says it's a weird place. Like, so many people there like really believe that and think they're gonna be famous, and like that's all they really talk and think about.
Interesting. I feel like that's definitely just like
A certain
LA,
sphere
LA. Yeah,
of,
like
Hollywood.
where Aritzia is at, where the Super Puff World is at. Yeah, Hollywood. Where the Balenciagas are at, you know? That like street.
Yeah,
is
it's a
all-
very diverse place.
Yeah, exactly. Like where I live is mostly suburban. No, my gosh, suburban. Yes. But that's interesting how your friends are in the. They must be in that circle of like.
Yeah, I think it is.
influencers.
I think it's that circle. Yeah.
Is he an influencer?
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
influencer. Oh,
Okay,
interesting. Wait, so where are you guys from? Now that you know where we're from.
So I'm from Oklahoma.
Oh, let's go.
I'm from Wisconsin.
Oh, let's go.
But I lived in California before.
Oh,
Really?
really?
In the Bay Area, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
Bay
yeah,
Area.
We're in the Bay.
Do you know where Mountain View is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
All the
not?
Google is. That's where
Yeah.
all the
Oh,
Google is.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
My dad used to work at Google.
Oh,
really?
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Let's go.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's super cool.
How is it coming from like Wisconsin, Oklahoma to a place like Yale? I feel like that's a pretty big culture change.
Very big culture change.
Yeah.
Extremely big. Especially when you consider our high schools.
Yeah.
Mostly non-POC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like hella white.
Hello, white.
Yeah.
But like very, very like nice, goody two shoes, whatever.
Oh.
for me personally, very big like Southern Baptist influence, which I was a part of.
Wow.
But yeah, it was like life. I think life tends to move slower.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
In the Midwest,
It's
people are calmer.
Yeah, people like are I think less ambitious. They're just more like grateful. I feel like once I got here, I'm always looking for the next thing. Like you know what I mean? Like I achieved something. All right, like what's the next place I can go?
Yeah.
Back home, it's like you achieve something, you like appreciate it. You know what I mean? You're grateful for it, and then like you wait, and then like, you know,
And not a total blanket statement, but it's like I guess the culture, or how I don't know. I feel like when I got to Yale, my mind sort of changed.
Wow.
Like just the way I think about things. And it's like more go-getter. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like I'll literally think back on my life in Oklahoma and be like, that was a completely different me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's just going to college out of state, because I mean, you guys came to college out of state too, but
I think I became more selfish. I was like, I need to do more things for me when I was back home. But I don't know if that's, maybe it was because like back home, it was, I have no idea actually. Yeah, I feel like I became more selfish though.
Interesting.
Or selfish like with your time and like what you do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, no, it's interesting because you guys like must have been ambitious enough to apply to Yale from your like respective like culture, like environments, and then but even here you're like, oh my gosh, like it's such a huge cultural like not cultural change, but I guess like yeah. So that's interesting to see because you guys were already ambitious, right? But then now you feel like somehow relatively more ambitious in a sense.
I don't know how ambitious I was.
Really?
I was just I was a very average student.
Really? Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting because it's very easy to forget that that ultimately this is a very, very try-hard place. So,
which is good. I think in some ways, like it pushes you
Definitely.
to like look for different opportunities, but at the same time, it can distort. Kind of, if you don't have like a solid set of values, it can distort those. And I've definitely felt that at times. Like when you're here and just like everybody's doing something, everybody's doing this and that. You feel like you always have to be busy in a way, or like there's certain markers to success that you should reach. And for me, I think like this past summer, for example, like I had more free time than I usually ever do, and like it allowed me to just like try new things. Like tried stand-up comedy for the first time, which was wild. And that's something that like at a place like Yale, like you would not like if you don't really have free time to do something like that because like you're like doing more career oriented or just like academic oriented, which I think is good, but it's definitely tough. Like you got to maintain like your set of values, or else this place will definitely distort them and affect you.
Yeah, I've been trying to motivate myself more recently. I mean, this past winter break, Thanksgiving break, I did nothing. And like recently, I know I have like I have to write a 25-page paper.
Oh.
And I have not yet started because this past week I don't even know what I've been doing. I've been doing nothing. So I think I need to absorb more of this ambitious. So I can like start on it.
Yeah.
But no, that's true.
What's it? Or I guess you already talked about it a little bit, like transferring from community college, but like, maybe why did you want to transfer and like things like that, or like what's this? Yeah.
No, that's a good question. I feel like for us, like we can't get like a bachelor's degree. You can only get like an AA degree, so there's like a limitation. And like if you want to go to grad school, like you kind of need to like have like a 4-year degree. I think. Wait, you might be able to go to from community college to law school, but I'm not sure. But I feel like that's like usually the more like acceptable path. Like you apply from like a 4-year college, and then also I feel like back in high school, like I was like I didn't get into the schools I wanted to. So I was just kind of like, oh, let me just try this now. So it felt like a second opportunity for me. So it was kind of like a game in a sense. Like, oh, let me like just try and like, yeah, I remember like writing my essay, like turning it in like super last minute, like rewriting the whole thing the day of. So I really didn't expect anything. I was like, okay, whatever. So this is all very like, oh, okay, I'm like here. Yeah.
That's bold. I feel like a lot of people
like community college is like a smart move, but a lot of people feel the pressure to just go to a 4-year college right away.
Yeah.
There's definitely people at my school who I know they're in a similar situation where they didn't get into where they wanted to, but they felt like they had to go. I think community college is so important. Such a valuable resource.
Yeah.
Do a lot of people go in your area?
I think after, honestly, my year, I think people were like embarrassed. Even I was honestly embarrassed to like say like, oh, I'm going to community college. And I think after my year, the year after, there were a lot more people who were like more vocal about it, and like a lot more people who actually went. And then recently, like even the salutatorians been going to community college. Like, so in the past 1 to 2 years, I feel like the attitude has completely changed. And I think maybe it is because these like elite schools are accepting more community college transfers, because they're trying to be like no, take initiative to accept more like low income students, or whatever they're trying to do. I think the attitude has shifted. Whereas before, I think maybe a similar amount of people were going to community college, but they were just less vocal about it because it was like there's a stigma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's more acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good too because LA has really good community college.
Yeah. We definitely do. Yeah, I honestly I love Yale education, whatever, but honestly, I don't think the community college education was there's not that dramatic of a difference enough for me to be like, oh, this is worth $80K for someone who isn't on financial aid, right?
Yeah. But you're paying for like a place like Yale more than just like educated.
Yeah.
It's like the network,
100%.
the
That's true.
prestige, all that.
So Diego, so you're graduating in 2 weeks, and then you're going home. So what's the first thing you're gonna do that week when you're home?
Sleep.
Okay.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Definitely just relax, sleep. I think one thing for me is, I imagine we all feel like we're from out of state. It's just, I just don't see my family as much as I want to. So it'll be nice to like just hang out, see my grandparents, hang out with my cousins, all that. I feel like is definitely one of the big downsides of going to college so far from home. So that's what I'm looking forward to too. Yeah. After that, I want to travel South America to Mexico.
You should go with Edmund.
Yeah. I know, this man's a globetrotter.
Yeah, this man.
Yeah, you should totally. Where in Mexico?
I have family that lives in Mexico City and like some other parts, so I'll probably be there. And then South America, I just want to go everywhere. I want to go everywhere.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we'll see.
do you have the whole semester to travel?
I have a lot of time. Yeah, I have like 5, 6 months.
You know what you should do? You should do World Packers, which is the thing I did.
Oh, the social media thing? Yeah.
What was that?
Oh, not that one, but
right.
World Packers is
Right this time.
yeah, worldpackers.com. Basically, it's like a work exchange.
Oh.
You live with the local and you do stuff for them, but they give you free housing and like free food and stuff.
Really?
So it's like it's like you just work for them in exchange for all that jazz, and you learn a lot about like the culture and everything.
Oh shoot, that's amazing. How long is it? Is it a requirement?
It depends on the place, but I think it's totally worth it. Like I don't know if I mentioned this in my introduction speech, but I did one in Ecuador in the Amazon rainforest, middle of the rainforest. No data, no Wi-Fi for a week, and it's changed everything.
Really?
Yeah.
What did it change for you, or like, how did
It just taught me to think more slowly. Taught me to think more slowly, take in everything. Encouraged like that sort of new mindset. Yeah, it was incredible.
Amazon's wild.
So
I went to the Quito, Ecuador, like summer
Ethiopia.
abroad program, and we went to the Amazon for a week too in Ecuador.
in Pastaza,
Yeah, I think
Puyo?
so. Except it was different because we were in a place called the Anaconda Lounge. Very,
Oh,
very.
that sounds so scary.
There, let me tell you all about the Anaconda Lounge. It's
This
run
is a Yale program, right?
It's a Yale program,
Oh
but
my god.
it was so cool. We like traveled every single week to a different part of Ecuador, and like we went to 4 days and stayed in the Amazon. But it was like more of like a cabin experience. It was owned by like a white like expat guy from the States who lived in Ecuador for like 20 years. And I remember him sitting us down. Like, we get there. I remember the first thing I saw when I got to the Amazon too was like a huge tarantula that big. It's crazy big, you know. And he sits us down. He's like, you know what the most scary thing in the Amazon is? It's not an anaconda.
He said it's the Chinese people.
Oh,
I was like, what the hell?
I mean, he ain't wrong. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, and he's like, they're destroying this place. This is what he's saying. Yeah. Definitely some racial undertones there from that guy, but
that's hilarious.
yeah, Amazon. It was crazy. I mean, did they show you like one thing that blew my mind was like the termite nest. Like they crack it open and they're like the best insect repellent is natural, and it's like all the termites they let it crawl on your body, and you rub it on your skin. And I did that, and I remember I didn't get a single bug bite in the Amazon for 4 days using that. It was crazy.
What?
The termites. So you let them crawl on your arm, and then you just rub them
You
in.
just kill them on your own?
You
killed them? Like,
yeah,
you,
you
like,
squeeze them.
You rub it, yeah.
Wow, that's gotta been. Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
Gosh.
crazy.
It's the best insect repellent, bro.
This was over the summer?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. What program is this at Yale?
It's Yale Summer
YSS.
Abroad, yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
cool. So
That is
I'm
amazing.
so happy I got to do that before the pandemic. It's crazy.
So where did you go in Ecuador? Where else? Besides
Quito, we went to like the caves. We went to not Guayaquil. We went to I'm forgetting the names. To like markets in different parts of Ecuador. Like we
Yeah.
drove all over. Like every other day.
Did you go to Baños?
Yes, Baños. That's
Oh
the
my god.
Dude, Baños was so cool.
I love Baños.
Oh my gosh, I loved Ecuador. It was a really great time.
Amazing.
I want to go back.
Wow. So now you have the South America bug, huh?
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those things. Once you travel and like see a place, you're like, oh, I have to come back.
Yeah.
I have
And
to
it's
go.
like, I mean, you're fluent in Spanish, I presume.
No, I'm not fluent in this.
Oh.
Yeah, I go partly to practice. Yeah. Yeah. So,
You're definitely like good enough to like just get around, you know. So
yeah.
that'd be a
Yeah.
great opportunity.
Wow. It's cool.
Where would be number one in South America on your list?
Probably Peru. Peru. I feel like the Inca Trail I've heard is really cool. And Chile, and I really want to go to too.
Chile.
Yeah.
Chile's
You've
dope. I went over winter break last year,
Yeah.
but not for long. But I got like a little survey of the area.
Yeah.
But yeah, highly recommend.
It should be trouble buddies.
Yeah, just watch out for pickpocketers.
Oh.
Yeah. Dude, it was wild. In Ecuador, we're at this ice cream shop. We're all sitting around the table having ice cream, and we get up, and my friend's like, my backpack's gone. It was under his chair. It was
my
under his chair like
gosh.
that, and we're all sitting together. We're like, what?
Wow.
Like, how's it gone? And it had his laptop, his like,
No.
luckily not his passport, but like all his ID and everything. It was terrible. And we looked at the video, and somebody had like a stick, and they like.
Oh, just a stick?
They got it with a stick and then put their jacket over it and walked out. Which is wild because we were sitting like literally like
Yeah,
this. So like the
yeah.
fact they did that is wild.
Yo.
But you know, people there are skilled with that. Like that's
It's elite.
yeah, they know who to look
They're
for.
masters.
You're gonna tie your backpack to yourself, like somewhere here.
Yeah. So be hyper aware.
That's exciting though.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're gonna spend some time at home and then you're gonna go on the road and like travel and I mean you haven't booked anything, right? Like it's not set in stone, but you just know you will. Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
That'd be great.
When did you start traveling? Was it the YSA was the first time?
Yeah, I think it was one of the first times.
Gotcha.
I'll also just say Yale, there's so many opportunities to travel. Like always check your email.
Really?
One of the first times I traveled here was like through the Yale Alumni Association. It was like to the Dominican Republic. It was like $300 or $400, and we stayed there for a week.
Oh my god.
And it was for flight. It was like stay, food, everything.
Wait, that's a cheat code.
If you check, I think they
Yeah,
still
it's
like
really
right. You should
Dude,
look
I'm
up.
low-key trying to go to
is
that.
it? When is
It's
it?
spring break.
Oh,
I think it's spring break.
so
Check it out.
great.
Check it out. It's
Wait,
Yale
do-
Alumni.
Dude, I need to renew my passport.
Yo,
Dominican Republic.
do
Yeah,
that.
you should. It was wild. It was a great experience. Yeah, check that out. I think they still have that program. Yeah. Anyways, I think I gotta head out soon. I got some work I gotta do.
Oh,
But
really good, yeah.
this is really nice.
Yeah, this was nice. I'm glad you convinced us very
Yeah.
well through your speech to do this.
I mean, I'm glad you guys decided to come. I mean,
Yeah,
This is so cool that you guys are doing
awesome.
this. I feel like this is
because the thing is, like,
Very chill.
it's one thing to hear us like talk, right?
Yeah.
It's one thing to hear us talk and be like, all right, this sounds really cool. But it's another thing to actually take the initiative and be like, like, you know, I actually want to meet with you guys.
Did anybody else in the class sign up?
Please.
I think literally like half the class actually signed
Oh,
up.
that's legit.
Really?
But I haven't. We've only talked with Patrick. Otherwise.
Okay.
Caspi messaged me actually an hour ago.
Caspi.
See if he wants to talk to me next week.
Dude, I'm trying to talk to that guy.
Please.
So interesting.
Interesting guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming on. Like, it's nice to see that like people are always like down for. At the end of the day, they're like down for spontaneous stuff like this.
Yeah, dude, it's dope. I think it's cool that you guys do this. Yeah. I feel like this is a cool thing to look back on too. In like 30
Yeah,
years.
that's why
Yeah.
that's why it's called Look Back Conversations,
And
right?
just like see where your head was at when you were like 20 years old.
All in the wrong places.
All in the
No, literally, it's like because you know, for me and Andrew, like we're gonna look back on this when we're like, I don't know, when we're like 40 or something, and then we can be like,
50.
we can be like.